Hey, Mushfik. Yeah. Oh, actually, you can't talk right now. I'm doing a review. Right, Walton Primo ZX2 is the new smartphone. Yeah, man, this thing is wicked. Trust me. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Dude, trust me when I tell you this. This is the best smartphone Walton's ever made, and I am not joking about it. Yeah. Sure, I'll let you borrow it. Right. Take care. Hey guys, this is Avi from Techitron. And as you've heard me say, this is the best smartphone Walton has ever made. And I absolutely loved using it. So, without wasting any further time, let's get in the review and tell you why this phone is so awesome.
Walton is shipping their flagship in a very nice black and red box, and it comes wrapped in a bloody red ribbon. Now that definitely adds to the unboxing experience, and I was quite surprised when I saw that firsthand. Now they do pack a lot of goodies inside the box, including NFC tags, a very nice flip case, along with the screen protector, as well as an OTG cable. Aside from that, you get the regular wall wart and the micro USB cable, along with the headphones, which are actually pretty good quality. Now this is the first time I actually found a smartphone in Bangladesh shipping with NFC tags, and that really got me excited. If you're not familiar with NFC, just Google it up and you'll find out what's happened. Now in this demonstration that I just showed, I programmed one of the tags to actually take the smartphone to YouTube and open our particular YouTube video page. And aside from that, it's also going to max out the volume for the particular programming that I have done. Now you can do this very easily, and there are a lot of tutorials on the internet on how to do this, but NFC is definitely an excellent addition, and the tags just make it a much more enjoyable experience. The Primo ZX2 feels absolutely great in the hand. It's made out of an aluminum body, although the back is made of plastic. It doesn't take away from the experience of using the device itself, but that's something that allows you to actually take off the back and get access to expandable storage as well as your SIM card slots, so I think that's always a plus. Moving on, we've also got a fingerprint scanner on the back of the smartphone. Now this is especially important because fingerprint security is going to be the next level of security found on smartphones and other mobile connected devices, and this is definitely the way to go. It's extremely fast and it gets the job done very well. Other than that, the device is 9.6mm thin and weighs 210 grams. Now this is a very assuring weight to the smartphone and makes it feel very significant in the hand, which definitely adds to the premium quality as well as the feel of the device. Although smartphone screen sizes are just getting bigger and bigger every single day, the 6 inches on the Walton Primo ZX2 may not be comfortable for everybody. Now I love phablets and this wasn't really an issue for me, but for people with smaller hands, using such a large phone might just be a little troublesome. What's a modern day flagship without a 2K display? Walton has upped their display game by using a 2K AMOLED panel on the smartphone, and I can tell you right now this thing looks flat out gorgeous. Now AMOLED is my personal favorite in terms of display technology because it just produces so much vibrancy, so much color, excellent contrast ratios, as well as those deep inky blacks that you just cannot replicate on any IPS display available on the market. AMOLED is the king, and since we're using Super AMOLED over here, it's even better. Now the screen is protected by Corning's Gorilla Glass 4 and has a very high pixel density of 492 pixels per inch. So everything you're going to see is going to look very, very, very sharp. Just looking at the screen, you can tell that this is the future. 2K is the way to go, and if you haven't used a 2K display before, this thing should blow you out of your mind. Now all the images here are obviously 2K as well. I want to start off this review by talking about the best feature of the smartphone, and that is arguably the camera. With a 24 megapixel sensor and a sapphire crystal lens cover, this camera is absolutely amazing. It has an f2.0 aperture along with second generation optical image stabilization. Now the most exciting part of this camera is definitely the professional mode. Now although we have a wide variety of modes available on the smartphone, the professional mode is the one that stands out arguably because it just allows you to do so much more with the camera which you really can't do with other ordinary smartphones, and the results here show. As you can see in each and every single one of these images, everything looks very nice and sharp, and I made sure to get some great detail and quality out of each image. Now, the fact that the professional mode allows you to have such granular control is very important, because if you're going outdoors such as I did over here and you want to get just the perfect shot, it's very important to be able to control the actual focal length, the shutter speed, the white balance, and the ISO. All these combined, if you have the particular skills, can make for excellent images which you just can't manage to get when you're on auto mode. It's also very important to note that you will need to try out some different things and do some experimentation every now and then, just so you can get a hang of this particular mode. I captured this particular image out in the dark where there was absolutely no light. And as you can see, I captured a plane that was just going across the sky, and by making the exposure and shutter speed longer, I got this beautiful image which looks like a light tail. Next, moving on, you can see we have a hardware camera button. Now this is absolutely important because taking pictures with a hardware button is absolutely amazing, and the fact that this is also textured helps you differentiate between this button and all the other buttons. Now I must note that the tactility of this is not the same as the other buttons. In fact, it allows you to actually just repress the button a little bit so that it's almost like you're focusing it like you would find on a normal camera. Playing around with the ZX2 has been extremely fun, mainly because of how versatile this camera is. Whenever I got bored, I just went into the camera application, plugged in a different mode, and just saw what I could do with the environment that was around me. And at the end of the day, it was absolutely amazing the number of variations I could get out of just one particular mode in this camera, especially this filter mode, which just gives you a whole lot of things to play around with. Now the front-facing camera is absolutely fantastic as well because it's a 13 megapixel unit, which is a BSI sensor and has an f2.2 aperture. And this is almost as good as the main cameras of a lot of other smartphones, and the results definitely show it. If you're a person who's into selfies, this smartphone is going to take possibly the best things that you can get right now in the market at this price. On the software side of things, Walton has decided to keep things quite minimal while still adding some value in terms of features. The ZX2 is running on 5.1 Lollipop, and this is running on a skinned launcher called Carefree Launcher. And the first thing you'll notice in the settings is that it looks quite different, and that is also because of the skin. We have the smart gestures, which we also found on the Primo NX3, and that includes the black screen gestures, which basically allow you to draw a particular shape onto the screen while it's switched off to access particular applications. Other than that, the suspend option allows you to access your home, back, and other keys much more easily, primarily because the Primo ZX2 has a large screen. Power management takes an important role on the smartphone software. As you can see, we have two separate power management profiles, which allow you to save a lot of battery life when you actually need it. Now, the extreme power saving mode is also available from the control center, which is also quite handy. Now, the control center, like an iPhone, comes up when you drag from the bottom of the screen to the top, and is also quite customizable. As you can see, you can change up the look and orientation of whatever toggles you have within the control center. Now the notifications panel is not like stock, but it actually separates your important notifications from those which may not be as important. We also have built-in themes on the smartphone, which actually changes the look of the settings panel, the notifications, as well as the icon pack and wallpapers. And as you can see, things look quite different. And in this way, you can actually choose and sort of customize the device a little more than you would on any other normal device. Moving on from that, if you try to talk about customization, you can also change things up by adding different widgets, and also there is the availability of various effects which change the way you scroll through animations within the regular home screens. And this is quite neat. Chameleon is a feature which allows you to actually use the camera of your smartphone to take a look at the environment around you and select two colors which could be used to actually theme the smartphone. As you can see, it changes things up throughout the UI of the smartphone. I've always believed that the best way to check a device's performance is to put it through its paces by playing some intensive games, of course. And what better way to start off than with Mortal Kombat 5? Now while you guys watch the gameplay, I'll go over some of the key specifications that make everything happen so nice and smoothly. First of all, we have an octa-core 64-bit 2 GHz processor, and that's obviously MediaTek. And this is backed by 3 GB of RAM. Aside from that, we have 64 GB of built-in storage, which is expandable up to 128 GB via micro SD. Now powering all that is a 3500 mAh battery, which has lasted me about a day and a half consistently. So be sure you can play games on your smartphone for almost as long as you want, and you can also play it at very good frame rates. Now I don't need to tell you that this gameplay is very smooth. You can see that for yourself. And the great part about this is something that I noticed actually a bit later on is I can have Mortal Kombat 5, FIFA 16, as well as Asphalt 8 Airborne loaded up in the background simultaneously. and I can multitask between all three of those applications without having to reload any one of them. And that was a big plus for me, because sometimes what happens is you're playing a game and you accidentally hit a particular key and you exit the game, and you don't want that thing to close down on you when you're right at the crucial boss level moment. So this is really good, and it just goes on to show how powerful the internal specifications of the device actually are. Walton came out of the gate strong with the Primo ZX2. This was very apparent from the moment we unboxed the device, which was packed in a very premium package and wrapped in a red ribbon. After I took out the device, I knew at the very first moment that this is the flagship product of the company, and they're not joking around here. They made sure to implement everything as best as they could, and the execution was absolutely excellent. The addition of fingerprint scanning as well as NFC just made the entire experience so much more better. Aside from that, this is an all-round and complete product. Even if you're looking for the highest end things in the market, at this price point, 35,000 taka, you're getting excellent performance, a fantastic best-in-class display, an awesome camera with very capable manual mode, and a front-facing camera that basically rivals the main camera of a lot of other smartphones very close to this price range. Moving on from that, Walton has also delivered that in a very good looking package which feels good in the hand and feels good to use. In my opinion, the main drawback in this product is its own size. Thank you for watching our review. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you liked what you saw, please hit the thumbs up button below and also share us on social media and Facebook and whatnot, just so to get the name out. It really helps us out a lot. Also, if you want some more content like this, please come back and join us at techitron.com for the written companion to the review, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel.